Friday, December 22nd, 4:17 p.m. New York time. U.S. stock markets close. We just finished another week. And next week is a short trading week because Monday is a holiday. So the stock market is closed Monday. We're going to look at the equity indexes, the major equity indexes, because there's many equity indexes, but I'm going to go over what I consider the most important. First is the S&P 500. The S&P 500, we're going to be looking at the grids. Each grid is over a time frame of 5 years. Each candle represents a week. A little insight, the S&P 500 is the go-to index that institutions and individual investors compare their performance with on their investment portfolio. Here's the all-time high, which was last year. And here we are now. We just made a new high for this year. Momentum's up strong. And here is that prior event that had a huge impact worldwide. NASDAQ 100 made a new high for the year, new all-time high. So it's performing better than the S&P 500. This is the NASDAQ 100. Yep. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also new high for the year, all-time new high, outstanding. The Dow Transports is inside the range of the high and low of this year. Here's the high this year. Here's the low this year. The Dow Utilities, here's the high for the year, here's the low for the year. So we're inside the range. And the Russell 2000, new high for the year, outstanding. Here's a high for the prior year. Let's update that. There's a high even further back. Look at this huge consolidation. To you, interpret this as accumulation or distribution. The difference is accumulation is typically when the smart money is acquiring positions, and distribution is when smart money is unloading it. Yep. So if it's accumulation, smart money loading it, this is the area best to pick it up, and you're looking to have the markup occur like this, and then the distribution and the markdown. So this is overextended. I would hope for a pullback to get in. Oh. So this S&P 500 index on the top right, several of the indexes are inside of it. The NASDAQ 100, the Dow Industrial Average, Dow Transports, Dow Utilities, as well as the S&P 100. They're inside this index S&P 500. The Russell 2000 is not. So again, huge diversification of the S&P 500s. The S&P 500, this index here, has sectors in there. Yep. There's several sectors. There's 11 sectors, and I'm going to go over those next. Inside each sector is several industries. But we're going to cover the sectors now. Go by the largest weighted average. So let me run down here, and this is the order it's going to be in. The first one will be technology. These are all stock ETFs. You could trade these. You invest in these. First one, technology, makes up 20% of the S&P 500. Second one is healthcare, makes up a little more than 14% of the S&P 500. Third one is financials, makes up 13.7%. Fourth one is consumer discretionary, making up a little more than 10%. Fifth one is communication services, making up 9.9%. Sixth one is industrial, making up 9.7%. Seventh one is consumer staples, making up 6.7%. Energy, which is 8, makes up 6%. And 9, which is utilities, makes up 2.8%. And number 10 is real estate, making up 2.7%. And the last one, number 11, making up 2.5%. Yeah. So the ones, 1 through 4, just mentioned, make up over 10% each one, way above that. First, the ones, the last from 5 to 11 I mentioned, represent less than 10%. Got it. Rewind it. Listen. XLK right here, technology stock index, stock symbol XLK, makes up over 20% of the S&P 500, just like the NASDAQ 100. New high for the year, new all-time high, outstanding. XLV, healthcare, like I mentioned, makes up 14.9%. Yep. Here we are inside the range from the high of the year to low of the year. Huge congestion. This congestion consolidation is it accumulation or distribution? Next one, XLF financials making up 13.7% S&P 500. So last week made that new high for the year, and this week we did an inside candle. See that inside candle right there? That means indecision. Typically, it means one or two things when it's in a trend. It either means halfway or potential reversal. That's suspicious up here. XLY, consumer discretionary, makes up 10.2% S&P 500, new high for the year, outstanding. So you notice these ones making new highs for the year, that's where the money's going to. So the rest of these I'm going to go through. Each one makes up less than 10% S&P 500. XLC, communication services, high for the year. XLI, industrials, new high for the year. XLP, consumer staples, it's inside the range for the high and low of the year. XLE, energy, same thing. Look at that, here it is, inside the range. XLU, utilities. Yep. Here's a high, here's a low for the year. So we're inside the range. XLRE, real estate. Mentioned it makes up 2.7%. So it's inside the range, high of the year, low of the year. And look what it did for the week. Inside candle. Top of a trend, inside candle, very suspicious. We took out this July. So let's move that. XLB materials. Here's the high for the year. Here's the low for the year. Very close to the high of the year. Again, we took out that August. That was the past week. What's this look like? Accumulation or distribution? If it's accumulation, it's the pace to be looking to buy in here. Be nice if we catch it on a pullback. If it's accumulation, and then you're looking for the markup to go like this, these could be nice investment tools. So looking at all these 11 sectors, so many of them made new highs for the year. Outstanding. See the similarity, a lot of them, and the patterns. Again, when you have more of these making new highs for the year, that is good for the index. Why? Because not all the money is flowing in one physical sector. Versus the ones you saw not making new highs of the year, those pay dividends. Those are income companies, not necessarily growth companies. Yep. Look at these. A lot of these made the highs last week, and some of them made them new highs this week. So again, focus on the leadership. Let's take it to the Magnificent Seven, with this individual stocks. Again, 5-year time frame, each candle's a week. We're looking at Apple. Last week was the all-time high for the year. And this is a huge consolidation area. So consolidation meaning, do you think it's accumulation or distribution? Well, if you think it's accumulation, this place you're looking to buy it, and you hope it has a nice markup like this. When it breaks out above here, you like to see this. Or if you think it's distribution, well, then you're looking to trade bearish and hoping you see this on the downward. Got it. Amazon, new high for the year, outstanding. Remember October with the turning point in here. Google, new high for the year. Meta, new high for the year. Nice. Microsoft. Nope. It's in a consolidation. New high for the year is back there. Actually closed inside candle for the week. Very few of them we saw did this. So that's interesting. In a consolidation, inside candle for the week. These were inside candles too. Look what happened. Huge consolidation, building energy. NVIDIA, just shy of making a new high for the year. There's the high for the year prior. Tesla, nope. Here's the high for the year. Here's the low for the year. What it did was close red, but made a higher high, higher low, little dodgy candle. And this impulse move down, made a 100% retest of this impulse move down, panic selling. And look what happened. It tested it, closed below it. That's weak. Sellers. Yep, it does not look like new buyers closing to bring it up higher, higher, higher. Very suspicious up here. Nope, I would not want to be buying up here. Snow. Last week was the high of the year. Huge consolidation. Again. Mark down, mark up, mark down, mark up. Consolidation. So is this accumulation or distribution? If it's accumulation, best to be buying this accumulation, and you hope it has a markup like this. Nice returns. And Netflix, new high for the year. Can you believe it? New high for the year. Here's the low for the year. Here's the high for the year. Nice. There you go. Looking at the stock indexes, stock sectors, Magnificent Seven. Many of them made new highs for the year. Many of them are in the markup phase. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.